Coinbase accuses U.S. second FDIC of improperly blocking document requests. The U.S. crypto exchange wanted the second to give up documents on closed probes involving Ether's status as a security, and its research contractor is now suing to get them. Coinbase, through an intermediary, is again taking U.S. regulators to court to argue about Freedom of Information Act requests. The U.S. crypto exchange is going after documents at the Securities and Exchange Commission that may reveal how it first began deciding what digital tokens the agency would consider as securities. The company's contractor, History Associates, is also suing the Federal Deposit Insurance Corp over letters sent to financial firms to ask them to pause crypto activities. A research firm Coinbase contracted is suing the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission second and a federal banking agency, accusing them on Thursday of failing to produce documents under open records laws that would shed light on the regulators' views on cryptocurrencies. On behalf of the U.S. Digital Assets Exchange, History Associates Inc. said it's been improperly rebuffed by the second and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corp regarding documents that Coinbase contends should be available under the Freedom of Information Act (FOIA). At the second, Coinbase is seeking written communications in 3 closed cases for how the agency formally worked out what digital assets it thinks qualify as securities, including Ethereum's Ether ETH. And at the FDIC, the exchange wants copies of the so-called pause letters the agency's Inspector General said were sent to financial firms advising that they slam the brakes on crypto activity. Coinbase's representatives are swooping in with this legal challenge right on the heels of the second's indication that it's reportedly closed its review of Ethereum 2.0 as a potential security, so the regulatory agency may have greater difficulty rejecting document requests based on Ether being at the center of an ongoing enforcement matter. The exchange is also seeking documents tied to 2 previously settled digital assets cases. One involves Zachary Coburn, who founded the Ether Delta platform that acted as a market for Ether that the second deemed in a 2018 action to be digital asset securities, and the other focused on Enigma MPC, a blockchain startup that in 2017 sold $45 million in ENG tokens that the second ruled were unregistered securities. We asked the second for documents about closed investigations to shed light on how the second views its newfound, sweeping, and unlawful authority, Coinbase Chief Legal Officer Paul Grewal said in a post on X, formerly Twitter. One of those investigations, which only recently closed, focused on ETH, which the second publicly announced is not a security, in 2018, and the other investigations have been closed for years. But the second stonewalled our requests. The second has denied requests for information on those long-closed cases and the more recent ETH matter under FOIA Exemption 7A, the protection against revealing matters that could undermine its law enforcement efforts. Spokespeople for the second and FDIC declined to comment on the lawsuits. History Associates suit against the FDIC argues the letters asking firms to pause digital assets business are part of a deliberate and concerted effort by the FDIC and other financial regulators to pressure financial institutions into cutting off digital asset firms from the banking system. The lawsuits join a host of other legal clashes between Coinbase and U.S. financial regulators. It's currently in a fight with the second over the agency's accusations that it operates an illegal exchange that trades unregistered securities is among the industry's highest-profile court battles that could ultimately determine the course of crypto in the U.S. Coinbase also sued the second, seeking a court order that would force the regulator to issue guidance defining digital asset securities. Coinbase has funded lawsuits against U.S. government entities before. In 2022, it backed a group of investors and developers, including some of its own employees, who sued the U.S. Treasury Department over its sanctions against crypto mixer Tornado Cash. That suit was ultimately unsuccessful in a federal court, though the plaintiffs appealed.